This live stream is sponsored by PSL, Sound, Light and Stage.
Hello and welcome to Sanders Park, where it's a cracking day for a crosstown derby between Tukapa and New Plymouth Old Boys in this round 9 clash of the CMK Chartered Accountants Premier Competition. Joe Benito alongside me, as we see there the mountain in the background, our great Mount Taranaki. Great conditions for play today, Joe.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day out here. The sun is shining and the weather is sweet. There took no better conditions for the coastal rivals. 18 degrees and 13 is your kilometres of your wind, and it's a bit of an easterly, so strap in. Pretty light really, so I don't know how that's going to affect, not much.
As we move on to the last 3 games for both these sides, it's been a bit of a tale of two halves for these two sides. Tukapa losing their first 3 games of the season and winning 5 on the trot their last 5. A tight one over Coastal last week down in Rahudu after following wins against Southern and Inglewood. Old Boys, on the other hand, started the season strongly but have run into a bit of headwind in the last couple of weeks with losses to Stratford Eltham and Clifton and a tight win over Spotswood there. As we move on to the points table now, Tukapa in second position by virtue of those 5 straight wins, and New Plymouth Old Boys there in 4th position.
They're just hanging on to the peloton there. You know, they may be going into the win, but they're still hanging on.
Yep, so both these sides, this is a pretty crunch match, wanting to retain their positions in the top 4. We see there Clifton just outside on 13 points, Southern, Inglewood and Spotswood rounding out the rest, and Stratford Eltham leading the way on 25 points. So a reasonably congested middle there of the competition. As we move on to team list now, Joe to run us through the Tukapa side for today's match.
Oh, and the lads up front. Patrick Howard, he links with Brendan Dent as props, and Liam Bennett, he will be in the hooking condition, and the mutual relationships, Josh Keach and Robson. Corbin Porteous, they will be the boys in there. And Martin Alapau, he'll be there at 7, and Chris Jollins, he's just consistent, always goes hard. You always see him along the park. Conrad Smith, the ruck. And Nathaniel Peters, he'll be ranging as ever. Yeah, Campbell Woodmass is back this week, and Mason Portias, he will be at 10. He'll link with Henry Miles, who will be, he'll be strong and impressive ball carrier. Jack Gilmore, he'll be outside him. And we've got Brad Koeman. He's been playing very well lately. Thomas Stokes come through the ranks. He's been good too. And Lagan Kumarawa, 152 games for that man. Luke Javitsky, what a man to bring on as a hooker. He'll bring that energy. And Scott Mello, what another man. And Alex Perry, what another man to bring on. And Josh Hopkins. Jack Mamoya, he's good too. Roman Famasuli, he'll be good. And Waya Whata. I mean, look at that bench. It's going to be good.
As we move on, thanks there, Jake. We move on to the Old Boys lineup now. Jacob Hart, Thomas Clark-Puia and Tuturangi Anderson in the front row out of New Plymouth Boys High School. It's a strong locking combination. Joel Williamson and Jackson Morgan, both with Taranaki experience at age group level. In the back row, Rowan Slater, Josh Dowsing and Michael Loft, so plenty of experience there in terms of representative football, and they'll be dangerous around ruck time. Moving on to the back line, halfback Louis McLean and the form player of the CMK Chartered Accountants Premier Competition, Brayton Northcott Hill, leading point scorer with 93. He's back from injury this season and on some really good form. In the midfield, it's the Francis Douglas combination of Caleb Wheatley and Denzel Safini-Calder. And the back 3, the elusive Mason Millam, Jacob Hawkins and Zach McDonald. Moving on to the bench now, we've got Burgess, the reserve prop still to be confirmed, Kitau, the experienced Tucker, club veteran Josh Ray, midfielder William Luff and Vitali Voluma in the 22 jumper. So what a day for running rugby, Joe. As we can see there, a little bit of breeze with the movement and the flags in the background, but you couldn't really ask for better conditions.
Oh, brilliant, beautiful backdrop bestowing upon us today, and could be a very brutal game that could benefit all viewers in this. We're back in the caravan, homely as it's known. The Ford Transit turned camper van, and never been more at home, Sammy.
Yeah, it's good to be back in the old digs. Yep, back in the old digs, the old stomping ground. So bit more room, especially on a warm day like today.
And we've got Saveloys.
Even better.
And the smell of it's great too, I think. It sort of brings a bit of a comfort factor.
So we'll head on now and play a short video. I am Tukapa.
Kia ora, my name is Alia. I am 20 years old. I am born and bred from Taranaki and I play for the Tukapa tour.
Hi, I'm Patrick Butler. I'm 22 years old, born and bred in Taranaki.
I'm Max. I'm 9 years old. I was born and bred in New Plymouth. I play for Tukapa under 10s.
We have over 350 rugby players at Tukapa, from under 6s to senior 3rds, and no two players are the same.
Kia ora, ko Talia Tokuingoa. I'm 25. I was born in Auckland and raised in Taranaki. I play for the Tukapa tour.
Kia ora, my name is Luca. I'm born and bred here in Taranaki and I play for the Tukapa under 13s team.
It's the differences and diversity that makes this club great. No matter of the background, boy or girl, or the colour of the skin, we all make this club great.
I am Mike, I am 30, born and bred Hawara. I play for Tukapa Prems.
Kia ora, my name is Duplessis Karifi, 27 years old, born and bred here in Taranaki. I play for Tukapa Premiers team.
Our club code is simple. There is no place for racism or discrimination in our club. We are Tukapa.
I am 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 Tukapa.
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 I am Tukapa.
Of course, inclusivity, such an important pillar of the club. So I hope you enjoyed that short video there about the key values which underpin Tukapa. And of course, great to have our Tukapa Toa team, women's team, competing in the Premier competition this year as well.
Absolutely. Different facets of the club, the women coming involved and bringing, another aspect as well. Here it's netball night here for the ladies as well, so it's a club where everything's going.
Crowd starting to flow in here at Sanders Park. Of course, crosstown rivals. Eagerly anticipated match each year, Old Boys vs Tukapa. The New Plymouth crosstown rivalry, both very proud clubs. Tukapa founded back in 1892 and the boys from the White House founded back in 1919. So both over the 100-year mark. Old Boys celebrating their 100 years a couple of years ago. The two sides met in round one. Old Boys the winners on that occasion on what was a wet day at Vogeltown Park.
That's right.
13-8, I believe. So Tukapa will be looking to avenge that today.
But in this rivalry, teams, they really bring their A game. They want to beat each other. What's been a history between the two. That will not want to continue. Who will want to get on top here?
And a big day for Tukapa coach Nathan Lawrence, his 50th as coach. Came down from Auckland and has been a big contributor to the club since his move a couple of years ago. As Chris Jollins leads the Tukapa side out onto the park.
He's another man who joined a number of years ago. He's come over from Scotland, originally from South Africa. And he's just brought an aspect of defence. He's played quite a lot of league as well, which he's not shy of a up-front tackle.
Yep, an industrious player in the loose. It's Chris Jollins. It's been the Tukapa scrum in the last few weeks, which has really impressed me though, Joe. Down at Rahutu last week, strong scrum. Howlett, obviously, won the Young Brigade. Former Chiefs under-18 player. Burnett and Dent, both 100-plus games for Tukapa. So that four-pack seems to be working well, and with Scott Mallow and Luke Trevitsky back in the mix, it's been working well.
Especially if you've got a bench to bring on in the scrums, it's a big advantage in the second half of this game. That's where it's going to be undisputedly understood who's going to be out on top here. Northcote Hill, he's another player who's been in the neck. He's sort of set up, and he's another player who plays with a lot of confidence and takes the ball to the line.
Yep, he's been one of the form players of the competition, leading point scorer with 93 by quite some distance. I think the second top point scorer was with 60, so he's really led the way in that department. Rohan Gladding, our referee for today's match. So yeah, Northcote Hill really will look to spark the attack, I suspect, for Old Boys, and he's a reliable goal kicker. But their loose trio as well, particularly explosive and dangerous, with lots of representative experience.
And he'll be the hinge, and he'll open that door.
So we're off Northcote Hill, and it's a bit messy back there for Tukapa. Cooman cleans up the scraps. As Woodmass goes in to play halfback, and he finds the 100 match veteran, Brendan Dent. As Tukapa look to settle things down. And a box kick. It's a short one, which will be contestable, and Cooman has picked up the goods and he's found Miles. Miles finds Burnett in turn, so explosive play from Tukapa to start.
Tackle! Roll!
Ooh, started with that contestable box kick as Miles there finds Mairanga Lapo. So Tukapa with a wow of a start to this match.
On the charge is Tukapa, even within the 10-metre line, and they're just punchy.
So some real go-forward ball, and here goes Cooman, and he finds Lapo out on that corner, and it'll be one of the quicker tries in the competition this year, within the 1 minute mark.
That was like a training routine where you play within the 10 and retain it. And, well, Old Boy's not getting enough men in the inside. And just a good recycle of play. Started by a great work from Brad Kuman. And he just went horizontal and managed to flick it on.
Yep, Cooman was influential in that move. Won the contestable kick and made the final pass as Tukapa take the early lead in the first minute. Some nice fluency in the passing there, which was really really key to the try. Some good interplay between Miles and Burnett.
Well, you can be as good as you want at giving, but you've got to be able to receive as well. And they were doing both.
As Porteous's conversion attempt goes wide. So Tukapa playing right to left on your screen with the early long range try.
Michael Loft there, he's like a Huntaway cross. A pig dog in the ruck. He'll be...
As Woodmass breaks a couple of tackles.
No.
And Burnett goes into substitute at halfback.
Ball's there.
Probably the size of a halfback, to be fair. Woodmass goes for that box kick again. Slightly deeper on this occasion. And off goes the fullback, Hawkins.
Leave it out, Blue. Hold, Blue, hold.
Old Boys putting together some phases here. Northcote Hill finds Dowsing.
Off, 5, off.
A strong ball running number 8, Josh Dowsing.
Tackle!
Goes Ryan Slater. He's well taken. And Northcote
Roll!
Shows the ball on the inside, but goes himself.
Yeah, you're off your feet. No.
And Burnett gives away the penalty on that occasion.
Down.
Without no response. Don't talk to your mother like that.
I'm sure that's a response that you would have heard over the years plenty of times, Joe.
No, you wouldn't. I wouldn't talk to my mother like that.
Sure, I'll go down the back at the side.
From Liam's misdeeds, of course.
From yeah.
So
don't put your feet on the table when you're eating. That's really disgusting.
Is that rule number 1? Is it?
Yeah, and you can't. What are your thoughts on eating milk at the at dining table? At tea?
Eating milk at tea. Drinking milk.
Drinking milk. Sorry.
I'm okay with it.
You're okay.
So old boys pick it up at the back of the line out there. And Slater cuts it up.
Roll.
So looking to return serve after the early try.
Tackle, guys.
Off goes Jackson Morgan, the man with 1 cap for Taranaki. Denzel Safini-Calder picks up the scraps, straightens things up and beats the first.
Roll.
Makes some good ground into the Tukapa 22.
Tackle, guys. Roll 1. Hands
Old
off.
boys look to use their forwards to muscle it up. That man Morgan again, making
Roll
some
off,
good
Blue.
yardage around the fringes.
Roll again.
Dowsing.
Roll
So
out.
some good pick and go work here from the old boys forwards,
Leave it now, Blue.
inching their way towards the Tukapa line.
Short, guys.
Good rummaging
No, it's fine.
from old boys here.
Roll. No hands.
As Slater
Leave it, guys.
pulled back
Hold.
there.
Hold, Blue.
Old boys opting to keep it tight. And some good defence. Pushes Dowsing back there.
Too slow,
Be
yeah.
careful not to roll away though. And Gladding's picked them up for no roll.
Too slow. Where you are.
So old boys with a penalty right in front. Be interesting to
Shot.
see what they do. And they take the 3.
Yeah, just there.
They'll look to settle things down. Take
Well,
the
that's
points.
that's old boys' first touch of the rubber, and they're looking good with ball in hand as well.
Some good work in the tight around the fringe of those rucks there. Pick and goes. Making some good meterage through the middle.
I think, with an opportunity to play with some good conditions, hasn't been the last probably 4 weeks. We've probably had a lot of rain, and that's where you just want to be kicking. But love to see some hands and some confident play, which is good.
So old boys strike back with the penalty to Northcott Hill. Mason Porteous then to kick us off. Taken by his opposite there, Northcott Hill, and Dowsing
Roll 6.
makes a busting run. And he tries to go again
Leave him.
to make a few more yards.
Play on, play on.
So old boys keeping it tight once again. And that's Slater there, and the number 6
Tackle
jumper.
now.
Before we had modern day farming,
Yep, holding.
and that's taken.
He wasn't the tackler. He wasn't the tackler. Release him next.
Before we had modern day farming equipment, we had people doing ploughs. Josh Dowsing, he would plough.
Yep, very much a workman-like loose forward. Gets through that yardage, that acreage.
Yeah, that's right. His yield.
So Tukapa then do opt for the attacking option, kicking for the line out. So it'll be Burnett to throw in.
Are they going to go deep here and set the standards early? Overthrows have been happening. Set up. No, they won't. They'll go for the drive.
Go to the front. Peters.
Okay, up,
go
guys.
for that drive. And Burnett breaks off the back. He's taken by his opposite, Clark Puya. Tukapa look to use the space. It's Stokes that picks it up nicely on the bounce, does Thomas Stokes. He's a bit isolated though. And Millam's done a good job over the ball. So a good pick up there from Stokes. But he just got isolated off the back of that.
He's pulled him over back to the front. And he has done a good enough job that the referee says that's a penalty.
So Northcott Hill hasn't found touch. That man Stokes again.
Roll
Runs it up against his opposite.
Hold, guys.
And Porteous,
Roll now,
the
4.
policeman. Off goes
Leave it,
Josh
no
Keach,
hands.
centres it in the middle of the park as Woodmass finds Miles.
Out of it, 12, thank you.
Tukapa looking to put a few phases together here. Woodmass comes across to Howlett, man out of New Plymouth Boys High School, and he's hit hard. Not quite as hard as Reece Walsh and Joseph Suali the other night, but a strong hit nonetheless. And Miles looking at a bit of space here. Can't quite make it through the gap.
Backwards. Roll now.
Keach centres things once again. Jollins finds his loose forward partner, Peters,
Strip's
but
good,
it's ripped
on.
from him.
Strip, yes, strip.
And the ball's still
Has he got it? Turnover called, a one-man strip.
Wiggle.
Where are we going to go for it? A line out.
There's a strip.
Strip.
So it nearly popped up there for Thomas Stokes on the left-hand flank. We've got the fire department in attendance.
Regan Arson's not playing.
As Peters goes up.
Roll, White. Hold. Tackle now. Roll out. Good. He's good.
So Tukapa then looking to go to their men in the tight, just as old boys did
Tackle.
beforehand. Loft getting over the
Guys,
ball
off the
there.
spin, yeah.
Nearly stealing it at the breakdown.
Yeah, take a step, guys. Yeah.
Lapo looking for his second try of the day.
Has he?
Try.
Yes, he has. Martin Alapau. Like a badger with his honeypot. He swings and doesn't want to be tackled. Fighting the tackle from Martin Alapau.
Yeah. They're all offside outside you.
Yep, really
1,
got
2, 3.
Getting warm, eh?
showed some great strength and determination there, did Mairanga Lapo, to notch his second and Tukapa's second of the day.
So tit for tat, Tukapa reply with some points and potentially Porteous here to penetrate the posts, which will put them ahead even more.
So Porteous adds the extras to take Tukapa out to a 12-3 lead early doors. As we've got the Colts game going on in the background as well. Full schedule of games here at Sanders Park this afternoon on this sun-soaked day. Porteous then in the blue headgear.
Roll now.
He's a strong ball carrier.
He's trying. Use the ball's there. Use it. You got it.
So Woodmass trying to milk the penalty.
Tackle
Gladding
now off.
not letting him do so.
Go long, Mace. Go long. carried back. Hold, hold, hold. All good.
As Porteous goes down the middle of the park. His opposite collects it, Northcott Hill. Old Boys looking to use the space down here on the right hand flank. And the first tackle's beaten
now, leave it, Blue, leave it!
By McDonald.
Yeah, advantage.
So Tukapa just a bit eager in the defensive line there, giving away the advantage for being offside. And that man again, Josh Dowsing.
No, offside at the last one. Offside, number 6.
So Old Boys looking to be up front here in the ruck. Over the advantage line, putting Tukapa on their top. Catching them behind enemy lines, and they'll advance the ticket.
Yep, some good work in the tight amongst the Old Boys forwards. Dowsing in particular has looked explosive with ball in hand. Former Hong Kong representative.
Is that right? International
Correct.
Representative.
Out of Hong Kong.
You already got a half-back. Nah, he's good.
Samoa in the 20s as well. As Keach gets up and steals it at line-out time. So a big steal there inside the Tukapa 22 from Josh Keach.
No, he's good.
And Porteous puts boot to ball. Hasn't picked up as much yardage as he would have liked.
Just abreast of the 22.
Let's go, White, come in. Numbers are good now.
So it'll be Clark Puya to throw in at line-out time. And he finds his man on this occasion, Joel Williamson. And the rolling maul gets quite a bit of momentum for Old Boys here. As they've made their way into the Tukapa 22. Finally snuffed out by the Tukapa 4-pack, and it looks to be stuck in there.
Yep.
In fact, it is.
Through the middle.
So that was showing some real promise there, that Old Boys rolling maul. Eventually snuffed out. Looks like Liam Burnett might have been the man. Last man up.
Well, that's there's obviously momentum there, but there's obviously the factor that you have to have the ball available at that point, and it doesn't. There's a trick of manipulating that ball back to the back of the maul.
Up here.
And knowing when to pull out.
Yeah, right there.
It's a key skill, actually.
It is.
Managing the old rolling maul. Such a potent attacking weapon, isn't it, the rolling maul these days? Unstructured sort of attack.
Crouch!
So two people need to be wary of that moving forward. Old Boys showing their strength in that area. It's a strong Tukapa scrum there. Woodmass finds Miles.
Even now,
the
roll
strong
out.
Ball carrier is Henry Miles, and the number 12 jumper. Goes back to Porteous. He gets good connection on this occasion. That's an excellent clearance there from Mason Porteous.
Especially in these conditions, 30 metres below sea level. I think Old Boys is relatively underground in terms of sea level.
Numbers are good.
Yeah, I think
the Vogeltownian Valley.
The Vogeltown Valley, yep. It's pretty low there. Real swampy sort of area. So Slater finds Northcott Hill, and that man again, Josh Dowsing. He's been prominent with ball in hand. Northcott Hill finds Safini Calder, who goes for the long ball. Out to Zach McDonald.
No, leave it, Blue! Leave it!
Porteous looking to steal the ball, but can't do so. Tuturangi Anderson, a tight head prop, takes it into contact. Old Boys working down this left-hand side.
No, play on.
As he releases and goes again. Does Joel Williamson.
No, he went over him. He could have gone around him.
Caleb Wheatley.
No, leaving out
second
blue.
5, takes it into contact. So Old Boys putting phases together, not making a lot of progress. In fact, going backwards.
Roll, hands off now.
First time we've seen Dowsing go backwards today in contact.
And Henry Miles telling the rest of his boys that you can get that man back.
Showing
He's
how
leading
it's
from the front.
done. Yep, the number 12 for Tukapa. As Porteous puts boot to ball. And he finds his opposite there. Not Hill. So we play a bit of force back. Down into the chairman's corner. Will it go too far? And it does. Just kept running. Like a speed skater.
That's right.
It's up with
Sammy. Well, I believe that the Vogeltown Park is an outlet to the Huatuki stream that runs through town.
Perhaps it is, yeah. That probably makes sense.
Around the outside of the
perimeter.
The perimeter.
Scrum here.
Used to do cross country there at Vogeltown Park.
Is that right?
Yeah, back in the day.
Back when they had prickles.
Prickles, yeah.
Oh, sorry,
the old
over
bare
here.
feet run, you get a few prickles at the end of that.
Okay, time off, guys.
What's a bloody prickle, Sammy? You're tough, aren't you?
Yeah, don't mind the old bare feet and bare feet run.
How'd you go in the running?
Okay, yeah, it wasn't amazing, but wasn't a sprinter by any stretch, Joe. But, longer distance went okay. Yourself?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow. Knuckle in and then
Cool.
be at the front and then be midway in between.
And just graft away.
Start midway, if you can.
Yeah, couldn't control the throttle.
Yeah, Mark, must be this one.
Yeah.
And then coming home with a full sail.
Yeah, exactly. Build a tree out in the afternoon.
Get that spinnaker up.
Yeah, that's right.
There's not a lot of height to the spinnaker, but
Yep.
What's a spinnaker?
The old, America's Cup, the yachts.
Yeah.
The old spinnaker.
Oh, right.
The big one they put out.
Oh, yes.
Downwind.
Yes.
Anyhow, moving on from cross country and
Crouch!
back on to the footy
Bind!
at Sanders Park as we move just beyond the quarter way through this match. It's a strong Tukapa scrum.
Scrum still fine. Stay on flankers. Stay on. They're still in. No, they're still in.
Coach
Stay
has
at the
been
back.
doing his work. Old Boys maintaining their structure though, so not giving the penalty away.
Okay,
There's
Varnish.
Jack Gilmore, the centre, his first year for Tukapa.
No, backs. You've got to go back 5. If the scrum moves back, you guys have to move back.
See, that's
as well,
it.
okay?
The momentum has set them up.
About here. Yeah. If the scrum moves back, you guys have to move back as well.
And so it's the old moving border. If the scrum goes back, the offside line goes back. As Gladding just explained there. So Tukapa will look to go for the attacking option. Kicking to the corner. Or they go to the rolling maul option from close range.
Hold.
Porteous gets up.
No, leave him out, leave him,
Making
leave
any
him.
early
Up,
progress,
guys.
starting to get into gear now. Burnett's got it at the back, and it's really getting into motion here for Tukapa.
No.
Shades of
no.
it being
You
collapsed
guys leave
there,
down.
but
Leave
Gladding
it.
says no.
Yeah, ball's there.
Woodmass now, they look to go across field. Porteous with the crossfield kick.
Oh,
Knock on.
uncharacteristic from Brad Koeman.
Nearly one of those moments. Porteous with the crossfield
He
kick.
had it.
And he had a clear line of it.
you
He
guys
just
went-
couldn't quite hold it.
Manu Vatuve in the
No, you
corner.
guys-
Just out of his range there for Brad Koeman. That would have been...
It was the sun.
Well,
It
it
was
was
the
a
sun.
sun-soaked day here at Sanders Park. It's always the way when you drop one. You sort of put your hand up as if you lost it in the sun.
Backwards.
Well, you've got to come up with a good
Backwards,
excuse at that
backwards.
point in time. But anyway,
There's Woodmass then. Tukapa with the ball after that goal line dropout. Jollins
Release now.
runs
Hold,
hard
guys.
into contact. Brendan Dent.
Tackle!
The
Release
tight head
him!
prop. Shades of Bull Allen. And Weasel looks to go duck
hands
in and
out
under them. 100 cap veteran, Liam Burnett, is going behind there, but Porteous is snuffed out by the old
Leave
boys'
it.
defence. As Miles is hit hard there by Slater. Quick ball for Tukapa, and Burnett is taken
Leave it wide,
there.
leave it! No. No.
Old boys wanting the knock on. Gilmore back on the inside, and some nice interplay by the Tukapa midfielders, Miles and Gilmore.
And the sun again has got in Henry Miles' eyes.
So it's a long passage of play here. Stokes returning back with interest. And Lapo, the man with two, already looking for his third today.
No, he's down on his back
Hit
only.
in a big tackle there by Slater.
Ball's there.
Luckily didn't tilt him beyond the horizontal, because that could have been dangerous.
Roll off!
Porteous carts it up.
This confrontation up front is brutal.
Miles goes long and he finds Peters in the number 8 jumper, and he'll stroll through to the try line. Nathaniel Peters. And after a long passage of play, Tukapa score their third, and it's in the loose forwards again.
The battle was up front. Re-entered by Taplin and
Yep, that's all good.
So it happened that quick, we didn't catch the replay.
exactly like a flash.
But Nathaniel Peters there on the right-hand flank. So it's been a good day for the loose forward trio. All 3 tries for Tukapa coming from that group.
Where's I?
As we see
And the
there.
ball has not stopped.
Quite a fast game too.
Quite a fast game, exactly. Fill my words, Rohan. Fill my words.
Take our job, commentary
Oh,
and everything.
Potentially.
Hang on.
So Porteous adds the
Yeah.
conversion.
Time off.
Tukapa take a handy lead at the 25-minute mark.
Is he going off? Is he going off? Okay, cool. Yep.
But don't count your eggs
Just hold the ball.
at night before the foxes come
Hey,
in
Chris. Come. Yeah,
the
we're
early
both
morning.
going contestant now.
Last thing you want to do is let the fox into the hen house, as they say.
The prop's gone off of a head knock, so it's uncontested scrums now, okay?
So as we heard there, Rohan Gladding
Yep.
letting us know that we've gone
I'll tell them in the next scrum, but I've
uncontested
told you now,
scrums.
okay?
So one of the old boys' props, by the looks, has gone off the park.
Cool, time on.
And I don't believe they've got a front rower on the bench there, so or a propping front rower.
Backwards!
So the golden oldies, as they say,
Line out.
and we go to a line out.
So it'll just be a chat. A chat at scrum time and a light push.
A light
Stop,
push.
not me.
The rugby league scrum.
We can push in league, of course. Can't we?
Let's go, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Five's
It's
numbers
just
5.
often wasted effort, given the
guys
halfback
are cool.
puts it in almost at 90-degree
Play on.
angles. So it's a messy line out there, and
No,
Keach
now wide.
manages to take the ball.
Hold.
There's Dent,
Back off.
carts it up.
Multi-talented chef gardener, Brendan Dent.
Porteous finds Miles, who straightens up. He's well taken there by Northcott Hill. Koeman, missed ball out here to Thomas Stokes.
Release now.
He's looked elusive with ball
Hold,
in
guys.
hand, has Thomas Stokes. There's Burnett. Making
Right,
some
you're off now.
yardage through the middle of the park.
Just the urgency, Sammy.
Nice little ball out the back, and Porteous finds Howlett. Not Doug, but he does a nice pass
Leave him.
and
Varnish,
finds Woodmass. Koeman coming in with speed. As the ball's
he's-
still in play.
Now we'll come back here. Just high, okay? Yeah. No.
So we go back to the high
and
tackle.
late, yeah. Hit him high though, okay?
Koeman showing why he's sometimes referred to as a speed skater.
That's on you, is it? Okay. Yeah. Mark's here,
Koeman,
guys.
the speed skater, that's
High,
right.
nah. Back 10.
So it looks like that was a penalty for a high tackle.
Just a shout out to Paul Clapp watching at home.
That's where you
Tukapa
are now. Yep.
veteran, an old boy. Championship in 1979.
Good on you, Paul.
Good on you, Paul.
1979. It was quite a while between drinks,
Lines us,
between
guys,
the
lines
79
us.
and I think late 90s or 2000. Might have been the next title after that for Tukapa. So good on you, Paul.
Good archives.
And of course, shout out to Rob Ridland, our usual cameraman, who's over in Lisbon at the moment in Europe. So I hope you're enjoying your time over there, Rob. And enjoying coverage of our crosstown derby here today.
Shout out to my grandmother who's at home.
No, 16's
Mary
fine.
Burnett. Hope you're enjoying.
Tukapa do go for that rolling maul, and it's the captain, and of course another loose forward, Jollins.
For one, yes.
So the loose forwards are really hogging the tries today for Tukapa.
Just the attitude here from Tukapa. And a rumbling. Old boy's not conjoining enough players, and over the top. Who scored that?
Jollins.
Jollins.
Skipper.
Just the urgency, really, I think. Has been what's given Tukapa the edge so far. It's a recent fact that it's probably about 5,000, but 5,000 games of rugby on an average Saturday in New Zealand.
Good maths.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that many? It's a lot.
It is a lot.
This is our national game.
Children's rugby, I guess, as well, maybe.
That's probably right, yeah. Porteous goes wide there. So he's 2 from 4 off the tee. To be fair, he's had some tough ones.
Coming behind you.
Porteous has been Mr. Cool Calm. He's been heading to his telly.
So Northcott Hill then gets us back underway. One
No,
of the form
play on.
players of the competition.
No, hands down wide.
93 points.
Hold, guys,
leading
hold.
point scorer of the CMK Chartered Accountants Premier Competition is Braden Northcott Hill. There's old boys looking to steal the ball at breakdown time, but can't do so.
Nah, go to the side of it, eh? Don't take it with you.
Tukapa win the penalty. Offside at ruck time. They'll be looking to press home that advantage. Heading into half time. So Burnett then will throw in at line out time. It's good, mate. Porteous making the calls, but it's stolen there by old boys. Good hand gets up.
Tackle!
Burgess takes it into contact.
Burgess, of course, a trainer for Taranaki.
Tackle, guys, off! Off the...
The ball comes loose.
Yeah.
Illegally so.
Hands in the ruck, guys. Hands in the
It's
ruck.
in the ruck, as Gladding lets us know. So Northcott Hill will look to go deep into the Tukapa half.
Quite a few penalties at the breakdown.
I've seen if White had an advantage here or not. That's clearly him.
Yeah, both sides guilty of just a bit of ill discipline at breakdown time.
Yeah. Oh, I've got time.
He's picking his culprits. got a high eye on some repeat offenders out there.
There's plenty of movement as the old boys line up. It goes over the
choreographed
back.
move, really.
Hold.
Burgess, who's the hooker, usually gets a line out take.
Oh, lofty.
No hands, blue. Ball's out.
The ball's out, and Keach is smart. And he's onto it, and he's away. Is Josh Keach, and he finds Lapo. Will he get his hat trick? Lapo doesn't quite have the speed to go all the way, but he finds Peters.
Forward.
Ooh.
I was right here.
It's a judge to have gone forward.
Scrum.
But Mairanga Lapo, he's causing some real headaches for the old boys' defence. 50 plus games for Tukapa.
There was a loose forward trio playing some volleyball in the end.
Oh, time off. You're right, mate.
Yeah, it's been some good work by the Tukapa loose forward trio. Very, very dangerous with ball in hand today, and the interplay has been exceptional. We've just got a blood bin here for Corbin Porteous.
Just a light graze on his face.
So we'll just go to a slight break here. Just that left chin.
Of course, his partner Georgia. Can't say you really do this at home, but just maybe a gauze mat and some steri strips.
You got
and a band-aid to really settle that in. Super glue. I wonder if super glue is still used in the toolkit.
Super glue
of your physio.
Taken over from the old stitches.
A gash in the scrotum or something like that would be quite horrible, but a bit of glue in there would probably help it out.
So Porteous comes off the field, and on comes Josh Hopkins.
Cool, time on.
The man out of Francis Douglas. He's had a few injuries the last few years, so good to see him back on the park. And of course we will have our first uncontested scrum.
Yep, uncontested.
It's more of a mental game that they'll be playing.
Yep, uncontested, boys.
They'll be yarning and trying to get over the top of their a rebuttal maybe, Sammy.
Still have to stay bound until the ball's out, okay?
Yeah, good old debate and a bit of rebuttal at scrum time.
Crouch! Bind!
Who do you think would be the good orators in the respective sides here?
Stay on, Stephen, stay on.
Or chatting
stay
shit.
There, Stephen.
As old boys then go out on the left-hand side, and it's Mason Millam in the number 11 jersey, making some good yards. As Northcott Hill finds Burgess.
No, leave it, blue. Hold, guys, hold.
So old boys looking to play, and they go out the back. Safini Calder. And he finds McDonald. In fact, that's Hawkins.
Roll, 12. Hold.
There's McLaughlin. The halfback finds Clark Puya.
No, leave it now, too.
So old boys putting some good phases together. And a nice little ball out the back there for Millam. He's got plenty of speed to burn, and he goes for the offload. But it goes a miss.
Some good rangy dynamic play from old boys.
On. Inside 50 as well.
He's looking for the 50-22. Not to be. Campbell Woodmass's box kicking's really been a feature of this match.
Still yet to see a 50-22 box kick, but
no, yeah, it's a bit tough. The old
end over. Is it has to bounce inside, or you can grab her?
Yeah, true. So Clark Puya then. Yes, they go to the front, and it's a nice little tap down there from Jackson Morgan. It's Josh Dowsing. Good rip, good steal there from Porteous.
No, the strip.
He's in for the clear strip.
Fine, play on.
So Safini Calder snuffs it out like a thief in the night.
Release now. Blue.
And there's a bit of space, and he puts boot to ball. This could be a chance for a 50-22. Doesn't quite have the angle. Didn't have a lot to work with, but it's deep into the chairman's corner. Koeman puts boot to ball. He
All
doesn't
good.
find touch. In fact, he finds Northcott Hill. He's got plenty of options out the left-hand side.
Can he find Millum?
No hands now,
Michael
Blue.
lost out there.
Now, Old Boys showing that they can
Tackle, release them.
play with a lot of range and test this Tukapa defence.
As they find a bit of space out here on the right-hand side. They want to score now heading into the half-time break. There's Hawkins.
Release now. Hold, guys.
McLaughlin jinks to go down the short side, but doesn't. Burgess has taken on a strong tackle there by Peters. McLaughlin. He finds Joel Williamson, who's well taken by Brendan Dent.
No two. No two.
Goes Jackson Morgan. He finds his hooker. Clark Puya. Northcott Hill with the miss pass to Burgess.
Release now,
Wrapped
Blue.
up by Jollins, the skipper. Old Boys putting together some phases inside the Tukapa half. Up to the 10th phase here, and a bit of space for Northcott Hill. He goes out the back, where he finds...
Knock on.
Looks like it was Hawkins there.
Tackle now, roll wide.
Forward.
Hold. He's off. No, he got...
And Tukapa also looking to keep ball in hand from inside their own half. So a long passage of play as we near half time. There'll be some tiring bodies not used to this heat at this time of year. Safini called it, returns it with a bit of pace.
Tackle, release!
By Howlett.
Down. No, you're down. Yeah, got to release them.
I'll take that one on the chin. Patience from Old Boys building phases and then working through. Just shy of the 40-minute mark before we go to Mandarins. And
just where you are.
Oh, there was a few deep breaths after that passage of play. Both sides going toe to toe. There's Northcott Hill. Puts it towards the chairman's corner, and there's a good smattering of fans up there on the Tukapa balcony.
Punters.
All right.
And
Time
the Nick
off, guys.
Hughes First National on the Nick Hughes First National deck.
Time off.
Your friend in real estate.
Time's off, guys.
Quite a good Saturday catch up for a lot of people. Get out in the sun and watch some Prem footy for your mid to late afternoon.
So Woodmass there, just having a niggle looked at.
He's all right. Cool.
Grab some drinks. The Old Boys physio, Nathan Coombs. Speaking of cross-country runners, he was a very good runner back in the day.
Is that right?
Yep.
The pack leader or?
Won a few Francis Douglas cross countries.
Oh, is it?
One
right?
Nathan Coombs, the Old Boys physio.
Cool. Time on.
And so 1 minute to the half.
Mark's here. You guys
Old
use the line.
Boys looking to score a late try in this first half to take a bit of momentum into the halftime Oranges.
Knock on advantage.
So Tukop have lost that forward, so the advantage will be with Old Boys. There's a bit of space out here on the left-hand side.
Oof.
We'll go back for a knock on. Off the line out, sorry. Nah. If he caught it, then yes, I probably would have.
So Old
Scrum here,
Boys
guys.
have another
Knock on off the top.
bite of the cherry before we enter into the half time. And more of a rest, I guess you could call it, on oldies for some more action.
a lean on in.
A lean on in.
Yeah, your ball. Yeah.
I believe the number 8 can't go off the back on the Goldies.
Is that right?
Scrum as well, so
Right, crouch. Bind.
I may be proved
Set.
wrong.
You got to stay there, half. Stay within a metre, mate. Oh.
There's McLaughlin then. They look to use some space. And Northcott Hill goes out on that left-hand side.
Tackle now. Off. Leave it. Hold.
Old boys pushing hard late in this first half. And Morgan gets the offload.
Tackle off him.
Finds his halfback, McLaughlin.
No, that's all right. No.
Some good yardage there by the man off the bench, Jacopi Kitale.
Turnover's good.
It's a good turnover there.
Hold.
No, but Tukapa screaming, kick it out. And the experienced man, Lagan Kumara, 152 games for Tukapa, does so. So we go to the halftime oranges. Tukapa leading 24-3.
It's been close. And always fixtures of score not reflecting that fully. I think as the second half rolls over, it could be anyone's game. Game of two halves.
That's right,
Yeah,
game
okay.
of two halves. So we'll join you shortly for second half action here at Sanders Park. So we're back live here at Sanders Park as Mason Porteous kicks us off to get us underway in the second half. Old Boys with an efficient exit, but in fact we'll go back for the penalty. High tackle there from Mairanga Lapo. So we'll just do an update from around the grounds. Coastal leading Spotswood United 21-19. Stratford Eltham 14, Southern 12. So a couple of tight games there. And then Clifton leading Inglewood 40-5. So that's around the grounds in the CMK Chartered Accountants Premier Competition. As Clark Puia finds his man, and Old Boys looking to attack early in this second stanza. Northcott Hill, he's taken well there by Lapo. As Wheatley goes short to Burgess. McLaughlin, the short ball at the back there for Wheatley. The second 5. There's Williamson, the big lock. He goes high into contact, but he manages to get a knee to ground. So Old Boys retain possession. Dowson goes out the back. They find a bit of space. As it goes deep, just a little too far. And I'm joined by special guest scrum coach Lawrence Corlett. How you going, Lawrence?
Sam, very, very good actually at the moment. Been a pretty impressive first half from Tukapa, and Old Boys is just struggling through injuries and just looking a bit tired at the moment. But hey, you never count those guys out. Yeah, no, they're a strong club, aren't they, Old Boys? Of course, won so many titles over the years, so you can never ever count them out. Porteous goes deep, and he finds Dowsing, who comes back with some serious speed. He only knows one way, straight
to contact, and Northcott Hill. Burgess finds an offload into Williamson. Safini called it in the red boots.
Tackle, guys. Roll 4. Thank you.
As they go across the face there with Northcott Hill.
Leave it now.
Miles makes the tackle.
Referee did call leave it, and the referee calls it you listen.
The temptation was too strong, wasn't it?
Yes, he saw the little goodie jar there, and he stuck his hand and then got caught.
And I'll have a piece of that.
And then his mum with the old wooden spoon, bang on the back of the hand. Get out of there. That's for later.
And so, obviously, scrum coach with Tukapa, Lawrence. So the scrum's been going pretty strong. You would have been pretty happy last week, and obviously we've moved to uncontested scrums today. But in general, pretty happy with how things are going?
Really happy. They've got a good young bunch of front rowers and a few old hand as well. So you've got a mixture of both, which is awesome. So the young guys keep the old guys on their toes, and the old guys get a bit of energy from the younger guys. And they're doing really, really well.
Who's the best pusher?
Pound for pound, I'd say Luke Dravitsky. Actually, Lukey D, who's actually played 1, 2 and 3 in his premier career. And I remember when he played loose head prop about 70 kilos.
Quite an effort, isn't it?
Oh, he's an athlete.
Yeah. And young Patrick Howlett, of course, Chiefs under-18s a couple of years ago, and he's come in and made a real statement in that loose head jumper.
Oh, he's been just growing better and better and winning confidence.
Side.
So
Paddy Howlett's playing awesome, actually. He's a good lad. Good.
Leave him.
He's got a good ball in hand. A little bit of push and shove here. Handbags and.
They're not getting that adrenaline out at scrum time, so it's having to be expended elsewhere.
Yeah, front row's got to find something else to do, and a bit of niggle.
So we will go back to the penalty then.
They'll go for a scrum. It's unfortunate just with, they had so many injuries last week for Old Boys, and they lost 4 front rowers, and no club can afford to lose that many front rowers. They're a rare beast.
That's right, they are, yep.
So it's good to see them out there doing their thing, but it's a shame it's got to go old oldies, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's right. Circumstance. You can't do much, losing 4 front rowers. So of course we will, and no number 8 off the back. We weren't sure about that, but an uncontested scrums. Is that right, Lawrence?
Well, that's what I thought, but again, I think I've seen all slipped over there.
So Northcott Hill taken by his opposite there, Porteous. Old boys go to the tight stuff.
Leave it! Hands off now!
Been quite effective around the fringes here at ruck time, New Plymouth Old Boys. Tukapa defence remaining resolute so far.
Held up. No, he is. It's on the line.
Referee's right there.
The ball's there.
And so held up. It's a big play there.
He's over the line.
Brian was almost inside that ruck.
Looks like it might have been that man Howlett, one of the young brigade here at Tukapa. And Henry Miles.
Just asking some questions. Very direct manner with the referee.
He is, yeah, he's a competitive character, as old Henry Miles. And so Francis Douglas, you're obviously helping coaching them. Were they against St. Peter's today, were they?
Yes, it was. We had a good win midweek versus Wanganui Collegiate, and we just, we played well in the first 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden the wheels fell off a little bit, and we ended up having a bit of a loss, 50-7. We toughed out the office. They were a good side.
Yeah, short turnaround. Was that up in Cambridge, was it?
No, it was back here at the college. Great day. There was plenty of football and rugby and all sorts of sport there. It was a beautiful day.
There's Wheatley. Puts boot to ball and he finds touch. Pretty effective little kick in behind there from Caleb Wheatley. Of course, next Francis Douglas man, and the number 12 jumper for Old Boys.
When was he there?
He would have been mid 2015, 2016,
okay.
2017, around that sort of era. Would have been about Joe's age, perhaps. So Old Boys
been known to throw some apples across the quad.
Having the best of the territorial statistics in the second half. As Williamson gets up and steals the ball there at line-out time.
Backwards, play on.
And he's passed it into his own man, the Falcon.
Don't see that very often.
Courtesy of Mario Fennick.
Good little footwork, good leg drive from the prop.
Tackle!
Tuturangi Anderson out of New Plymouth Boys High School. Tight head prop. And a bit of space on the left-hand side here for Vitali Valuma.
Knock on, is it? Yeah, okay. Scrum. Nah,
Game's losing a little bit of shape at the moment. Both teams, Old Boys are still out there giving everything they've got.
Knock on, yeah. Injury.
Yeah, just losing a bit of fluency here. Wonder if that's partly with the uncontested scrums.
On next. How's that all?
Just obviously with the heat, the hamstrings get a bit more of a working over than in the wet.
Is that Northcott Hills? No. Who's that player down?
No.
Stretching his calves out as well, maybe.
I hear Pilates is quite a good exercise, Frank. Have you done that?
Pilates? Yeah, I heard that is a great exercise to do. A little bit of Pilates when I finished playing rugby, proper rugby.
What they reckon that the thing to do these days to avoid cramps is the old pickle juice.
Yes, I enjoy my pickles actually. So but you can't beat pickles on a sandwich.
You see, I'm no gherkins on a sandwich.
Wow,
get those things out of there.
Do you when you buy your hamburger from McDonald's, do you take them out?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, wow. I'm not happy about that, Sam, to be honest.
No gherkins for me, mate.
Do any of your mates take them off and put it back in their burger? I hope they do.
Oh, I'd happily offer it to them.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought you'd be more a Filet-O-Fish man though myself.
Yeah, time on. Scrum, knock on.
Yeah, I don't mind. It's pretty if there's nothing else.
What's your go-to McDonald's?
Oh, my go-to would be a steamed cheeseburger.
Yeah, okay.
Steamed. Is it nice, a bit light and a bit fluffy? And
yeah.
Who's coming off there?
Looks like we've got Howlett.
Big
of course,
Paddy Howlett.
young prop, loose head prop, who's been a real revelation this season in that jumper for Tukapa.
He's been very, very good. He's just really, for a young man to dominate like how he has, he's been impressive.
So Scott Mallow comes on for him. Not a bad man to bring off the bench.
Two tries last week against Coastal. And he goes, Brad, bit of pace on the outside break here.
Koeman, like a speed skater,
Lofty over the ball. Yep, well done, Lofty.
Holding.
That's good
Fantastic work there, Michael Loft.
No, no.
Of course, Taranaki representative showing all his class there, and the number 7 jumper, Michael Loft.
Can't go behind me, eh? Behind me.
Annoys me sometimes, referee, let that go. Free tap penalty go, let it go.
Yeah.
He's got time to turn around and have a look.
Allow that quick play. There's Northcott Hill. It's a pretty good angle on that kick. Makes its way deep in, or into the Tukapa 22. He's been a real form player of the competition this year, Braden Northcott Hill.
Oh, he's had a lot of injury problems over the last few years, but I think he's back to he's playing his best he's ever played, actually.
Oh, let's leave the numbers.
Yep.
If I'm going to walk in, just
Really sort of steering the ship round, and that number 10 jumper, leading point scorer with 93 for the season. Light years ahead of the next was 60, I think it was. So Old Boys
let's go
to their rolling maul.
Yep.
They found some dividends from that in the first half.
They did. Been quite effective.
And off goes Keatal.
Tucker to carry in contact.
Boys.
And Safini called it. So Old Boys having the better.
No, he's down, and then you strip. No, he's down first.
So it was touch and go there. Miles looking for the turnover as to whether the player was tackled. So Old Boys opting for the scrum.
Oh, Joe Burnett loves a sauna. Are you a fan of the sauna or an ice bath? Which one do you prefer if you had to choose?
I must admit, I'm not big on either, to be fair, but of the two, I'd probably take the sauna option.
Fair
Yourself?
Sauna. You'd be known to partake in the sauna down at the hot pools, down at the aquatic centre quite often, and it's where there's some great chat down there.
What's warmer, a sauna or a steam room? So
I found my experience the sauna's a bit hotter.
Tackle now, roll!
Drier, obviously.
Yes.
And so Old Boys still on attack here.
Tackle now, tackle, he's down!
It's a bit too upright.
Tackle!
Tuturangi Anderson, a tight head prop. So come back to Burgess.
Tackle!
Why don't saunas smell, Frank?
And McLaughlin. Old Boys putting some phases together here inside the Tukapa 22.
If they score here, this will definitely start creating some competition in here.
They need to penetrate.
They do need to penetrate. Oh, unfortunate. A little knock on. Had a little peeky-boo.
Yeah, if Old Boys score next, it will certainly put the cat amongst the pigeons, as they say.
Yes. Game is just sort of, I think one of the teams need to take the game with a scruff of the neck.
Yep.
And just kick in the guts, I think. It's just going through the motions a little bit, which I don't think Tukapa will be too worried about, but they still need to, not try and defend the lead. They need to go there and score.
Win the game, not defend the game.
Oh, 100% Sam.
Oh, sorry, 7, you're still on.
You suspect sort of that next points from here will be pretty crucial in this match.
Nah, Stephen's off.
Stephen gaining that momentum in this
off.
final sort of half an hour of play.
Oh, so thinking
Sorry, told me 2.
Brendan
3.
Dent is off
2 was coming off.
and replaced by Luke Dravitsky.
Crouch!
Good option actually. Golden Oldie scrums here.
Set!
Luke Dravitsky, very good
Stay
chop
on
tackler.
Hold back.
Good on the ball. Good engine.
Do you think if you go to Golden Oldies scrums, you should lose a player if you're that side?
I think in certain competitions higher up, that's what happens.
Inside 50, hold!
Yep.
Good!
So kick down the centre, fielded by Porteous. Tukapa struggling to get out of their own half in the second stanza. That's a pretty good clearance.
What a great day for rugby. There's no car park anywhere around here.
Yeah, I must admit it was a real struggle getting a car park on the way in here, Lawrence. Of course, handy when you live around the corner like yourself. But
Yes.
Still drive.
Drives and ends up walking further from further away.
Oh, running big Corbin Porteous from steaming on like a train.
Hold!
But it's great to see, like, rugby is, still in the province, is still, a fantastic thing to do on a Saturday afternoon. Great crowd, great teams. Look at all the people. Brilliant.
It's good to see. And a little chip kick there by Porteous. Doesn't quite come off as effectively as he would have hoped.
Up here.
But Koeman with a nice clearance.
Nah, it's on the 22,
inside
guys.
the old boys' half.
Did you watch any of the Super Rugby last night, Sam?
I watched a little bit of it, yeah. Obviously Chiefs with a good win there.
They were outstanding. That first 25 minutes was phenomenal rugby.
Are you a Chiefs man or
no?
No. Oh, I thought you were
still blinded with the Hurricanes. Yep.
For the Hurricanes, so they're on tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, that'll be a good game as well.
Tackle now!
Strong carry.
So McLaughlin finds a bit of space. But he's held up by about 4 blue and white jumpers. He's managed to get to ground.
Ball's down, ball's there.
Although Burnett sort of not letting go of it.
No.
Always
could offload.
Tackle now!
Williamson takes it into contact. As Tucker tucks it under his left arm. Northcott Hill goes across the face and he finds Keytow. Just going backwards there. And a bit of space here for Famasili, and you don't want to give that man space. He's proven
great offload. Who was that?
Has elusive characteristics.
Chris Joblin's just only knows one way.
Hold guys back.
Ahead.
Straight up the guts. Off goes Koeman. Not known for going straight up the guts, but does on that occasion. As Hopkins.
Yeah, I think Tukapa here should just hang on to this ball and play some phases and see if they can wear this team down.
Famasili, nice crisp ball from the base of the scrum.
Roll 19.
Porteous. The industrious lock.
Ball's there.
There's Peters. The loose forward trio's been very effective for Tukapa today, scoring all 4 tries.
Oh.
Tackle!
So can't quite find his man there, but Tukapa retain possession.
Tackle! Release him! Release!
Shades of Gordon Callis there.
I was just thinking that.
What'd you make of that tackle the other night?
Oh, yeah, it was a red card all day. There's no way. I read some commentary and you here we go. Oh, great stuff.
And the loose forwards are keeping it in the family. So it's his second for the day, the skipper Jollins.
Great footwork into contact here. Got the head shake too going.
Yeah, it just sort of opened up like the Red Sea.
Here he goes, little pin go, and watch his head. Look at that. Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's class.
Smart play.
The shake and bake.
Smart play there from,
he's played 17.
From Jollins. So 5 tries, all for the loose forwards. Tukapa. You don't see that? What do you reckon they'd be paying at the TAB lines?
Jeez, that's...
Someone in China's on the betting syndicate doing well.
Yeah, that's very high odds.
Especially on such a sunny day. So Tukapa have nabbed that all-important first points after the half-time break. Yeah, so that tackle the other night in the Origin.
Yeah, that was really card all day, Sam. There's no way. Like, it is what it is. And it's funny, you see the league guys get red card and they come out, like the football players, some of them, they get quite heated while the rugby boys just drop their head and off they run.
Yeah.
And I think it's embarrassing sometimes. That was a red card all day.
Yeah. Only the 6th man in Origin history.
22.
Sent off.
It's
22 to go.
Surprising.
No, 17 gone on that one. It's going up, yeah.
Well, on the last couple of minutes, I'll go back to Mr. Burnett. I'm going to pop back up to the coaching box and hang out with Nathan. I've been helping out this morning because this afternoon Scott Frugenstall has been over, down in Wellington supporting the Rebels.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so as an old time from them, and this is could potentially their last game.
That's right, yeah.
And he went down with a few of the former players to go and enjoy the sights, sounds and sights of Wellington.
Yeah,
So,
good stuff. That bit of nostalgia there, I imagine.
Mm.
Being a Rebels player, of course. Scott Fugistall, the Tukapa coach. And 50 games for Nathan Lawrence today.
Yes,
So
yes, and he's done great stuff coaching over the last, I think, 4 seasons.
Ball's out.
4 seasons it's been, and he's done a great job. Real good job, actually.
1 or 2 titles in that time? Certainly 1. Perhaps 2.
Perhaps. Was Beast in 2020?
Yeah, perhaps. So, yep, congrats to Nathan Lawrence, Tukapa coach.
Yeah, we have a bit of a function too to anyone getting a 50 or 150 game. We have a port club. We get a few bottles of port, we have a glass, and all the old timers come and bring their blazers in there, and we celebrate, you know, bit of hard work.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Tackle, guys!
So,
Sorry.
back on the park as we go into this final quarter of the match. As Hawkins, he's wrapped up there by Jollins, the everywhere man.
He's been good today.
Okay,
Very
advantage
busy.
rolling him.
Yeah,
skipper.
I didn't roll away there. Good to see old boy still playing rugby. Good line there, great line. Offload.
Off goes Keatel, and he does a nice little pass to a second 5. Wheatley, Mallow doing a good job over the ball.
That is a good work for an old man.
Exceptional, in fact. Farmer from down the coast, Scott Mallow.
Oh, he's gone back. Yep, fair enough.
Rolling.
He did call that. And I'll go back. Thank you very much.
Rolling, guys.
Sam Pastia.
Cheers, Lawrence.
For the time in the office. And,
Great to have you on board,
hey,
of course.
One of the great
guest.
fans of you guys. Listen to you guys are brilliant. You know, I'm looking forward to you get the next step. Sky Sports maybe. Own podcast. You guys should do a podcast. Yeah. I reckon you guys will be outstanding. Just commentary. Talk about this rugby.
Commentary nuggets.
Yes, you'd be great. Thank you very much.
Good stuff.
Thanks
Cheers,
for inviting me in
Lawrence.
again.
Yeah, special guest Lawrence Corlett, Taranaki legend, former Hurricane, and Crusader, I believe.
Always a pleasure, always a chore.
Oh, and Joe's just knocked over his 3rd drink for the day.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Love your work.
Love you, Frank.
As we get back to the footy here.
A bit of a tit for tat period for Tukapa here, and Old Boys re-establishing the second wind as we.
It's been a bit to and fro in the second half, Joe. As Peters does well at the front of the line out there, snuffing that out. Porteous gets a head of steam up. He's taken by Northcott Hill. And it's a bit bobbly, but Porteous does a good job regathering it, as does Miles.
Back, guys.
Porteous coming in. He's
Not
had
held,
that
play
blood
on.
injury, but he's back on the park
Tackle
now.
now.
Showing what he's made of.
Yeah, no. Second one. Leave him.
Bit off the ball.
A little bit of niggle here. Just a bit of chatting over the garden fence.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah,
It's
it
good
looks
stuff.
like they're all okay again now as normal service resumes.
Got to release when he goes to his knees, okay?
Well, it would just be odd if they got along, I think. It just wouldn't be.
Of course, such a great long-standing crosstown rivalry between these two great clubs. Both very successful. Old Boys with 9 titles this century, Tukapa with 8, so 17 out of the 24 or 24 this century. So both, you know, had a pretty good stranglehold on the sort of competition and a very sort of friendly rivalry, will we say?
Mason Porteous just getting to his 300-metre kicking stats.
As Miles charges up, Famasuli goes back on the inside.
Right, release now.
And Mallow, and it's a nice ball there for Koeman. Over he goes. And the loose forwards let the backs in on the party.
And just hot on the trot. Inside ball to Peters. And a free line to go for Masuli. Mello. Brad Kerman
16.
sliding over like a children's slip and slide. Be wary of those pigs.
Clock on things pretty much right.
The old slip and slide. He's very dangerous from that sort of distance and a bit of space, isn't he, Joe? Brad Kerman.
He is. He's a slippery character.
The man who rolls his R's from the deep south. So we see the Colts game, of course, between these two clubs going on in the background as well.
A bit of a late start there. And
good kick.
Porteous nails that one. So we'll just go around the grounds with an update. The CMK Chartered Accountants competition. Coastal 26 over Spotswood United 22, so a close one there. Southern 15-14 over Stratford Eltham, the competition front runners at the moment, Stratford Eltham.
Ball's coming.
And Clifton 64, Inglewood 10. So a couple of tight ones, and Clifton with a big lead there against Inglewood. So around the grounds there with CMK. Northcott Hill.
Knock on.
Porteous. Just loses it there in contact.
Hey, leave him, leave him, leave him, leave him. Lofty, lofty.
And we have a bit more niggle, of course.
Any chance?
Come, guys.
No culprits at all. And resting heads again.
Yeah,
oh boys.
All right. Crouch. Bind.
Looking to range.
Set.
Points on the board here offer for old boys.
Balls, guys.
Can they show what they've got?
Varnish, knock on.
Just lost forward there. Tukapa look to use the ball from their own area. Kerman beats his opposite. He's got plenty of speed, does Brad Kerman. Well snuffed out there by Wheatley.
Ruck now.
Second 5.
No.
Good defensive
No.
play.
Hold.
But Brad Kerman showing his dangerous qualities, and the ball finds ground and it's not going out.
Backwards, play on.
And Peters does a fantastic job picking up the scraps. There's Porteous, finds Burnett, who puts boot to ball, and it's a pretty good effort. I don't know how regularly he would do his kicking practice, but he wasn't far off the 50-22. Northcott Hill with a little chip and chase. It's regathered there by his opposite, Porteous.
Knock on.
So there's a bit of a wrestling move just in front of the touch judge almost there. Williamson flipping Burnett over.
Yep.
As the players sucking in the deep ones on a hot day like today.
Level.
It hasn't stopped this game. It's just
Crouch.
been tit for tat,
Point.
no stopping.
Set. Stay down there,
So
19.
just over
Hold,
10
guys.
minutes left in the first
Yeah, they were good.
last half of this game.
Leave it.
Now old boys building phase here is
Go
crucial.
hands.
It's flicked.
Oh, sorry, mate.
And Safini Calder makes a break. Those red boots.
No, no hands now. Hold.
As Ray goes into halfback. There's a bit of space out here on the right hand side.
No blue.
Gilmore makes the tackle.
No, here. No, hands. Hands.
Dives in at the lolly jar at ruck time. Old boys take it quickly.
Release now! Hold, guys!
Oh, what a hit.
Really
Leave
good
it now,
hit
Blue!
there by Chris
Hold.
Jollins.
Leave him, 19!
Off goes Kiko.
Tackle! Release them! Hold!
Out the back, Loft finds Northcott Hill, who finds Laugh.
Yeah, knock on, guys.
Just needing players to take charge here for New Plymouth Old Boys. The boys from the White House.
Just struggling to get over the gain line there. As we roll a few more subs. For Tukapa, Alex Perry.
His dynamic style of play.
Oh, okay,
The
time off.
facet to this jiu-jitsu styled play of ruck time for Alex Perry. Uses legs to clean rugs out.
As we just have a pause here.
Definitely a few puffed individuals out today. Cody Rothwell coming to the field.
So Rothwell, obviously a late change for Vaimoli. He's a 20 jumper.
Rothwell's likened to like a Quokka Smith sort of a player.
Yeah, 10.
Versatility.
10.
Absolutely. Put him anywhere and he'll do something good for you.
Right. Crouch! Bind!
20's come on
Set.
for Alapo by the looks.
Hold there, Josh, because Stalvin made a mate unless you go straight back.
There's Miles.
It's carry.
Porteous with
Hold
that
boot.
big right boot.
All good.
Goes deep. It's taken there by Hawkins. He finds Valuma.
Leave it, 12, leave it!
Old Boys looking to sharply counter with Luff. Ranging.
No hands,
Now
guys.
they've got some ball in hand.
Old Boys with some go forward here.
Still in.
Porteous looking for the steal. Tucker goes out the back and it's a flat ball.
Knock on only, guys. Knock on only. He got a fair hand to that. He was.
Palm.
Old Boys looking for the deliberate knockdown. Gladding not falling for it.
Refs are never fooled.
Right. Crouch! Bind!
I would
Set.
like to see some Old Boys do something different here.
Right, leave it, Blue!
There's Miles strong as ever in defence.
Advantage! Knock on, guys.
Just starting to get a bit messy in this final 10.
No, he's just going to have a chat what they had for lunch. What were you before a rugby game?
Crouch! Bind!
Lunch before a
Set.
rugby game?
Oh, it's usually a
Same with you.
banana
Hold.
man, and a apricot bumper bar, would
Was
you
that,
believe?
oh, is that right?
Yeah, yourself?
Well, you'd want to never eat too early, otherwise you'd need to do a nervous one before you
Leave
go
it
out.
wide.
And that's never that ideal when you're a halfback having to bend down all the time.
Leave it now!
So it just gets a bit messy here for Tukapa, but Mallow straightens things up. Trubitsky goes out the back to Koeman. He's taken there by Anderson.
Oh, hands.
Roll!
Groma Famasuli.
Strong tackle there by Tucker.
Up front's play. Gets the bounce of the ball. Roman Famasuli. Taken by Lofty.
Turnover's good.
Fight on the ruck. Turnover's good. All boys have got the ball back. Missy short play up front. Oh, he's found the hole. And Braden Northcote Hill with an inside ball. Back into the man. Grubber through the top. Braden Northcote Hill's chasing, but Brad Koeman, he can minute that play. And
leave it now, White!
now in a tricky situation, Tukapa. Oh, and he'll take it down the side, and we'll call that out.
Well, both sides having a crack at the pie there. An attacking passenger play. Famasuli with a little chip and chase. And then Northcote Hill made the break down the left-hand side. And
well,
as you can probably hear, plenty of deep breaths.
I mean, Old Boys have had plenty of position. They've got players like Northcote Hill who can break the line and be a game changer. From Millam and McDonald. They've got it there, just getting that advantage line. Easier said than done when, you know, obviously accountable for Tukapa's defence, which has been above average. As Bennett weevils his way to find the paddock.
Loft going in again, trying to steal the ball. He's made some good steals at breakdown time. The open side for Old Boys.
Right, all on.
It's Hawkins back there. Jacob Hawkins.
Go boy, back yourself.
Set well there.
Leave it, no hands, White. Hold, guys.
Tukapa line up quickly,
Tackle,
but good
roll,
meters
blue.
made
Thanks,
there by Keetal.
Backwards.
Hands and up. Over the top.
Forward. Forward. Scrum.
So both sides still pretty enterprising in these final few minutes. A few hamstring stretches.
I'll go time off here.
And deep breaths. But we'll take time off. There's a player down by the looks.
The collapsed lung.
May well be Northcote Hill, which is not good to see. I'm sure Taranaki coach Neil Barnes won't like to see that, given his form so far this season.
About 4.5.
We should get Barnesy up here for a chat.
Cool.
He could be our next special guest. Of course, we had Lawrence Crawley.
Let's go, Blue. Scrum here.
This afternoon.
Potential talks of Leighton Price in the next few weeks.
Four.
Let us know in the comments who you'd most like
Just on your foot there.
in the commentary box alongside Joe and I.
Hold on. Proper.
It's Helen Clark or
The former Blackstick hockey goalkeeper.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right? Helen Clark
Yeah.
was.
Crouch.
I like that
Another
fact.
Helen Clark.
Fine.
That's
Set. Hold, guys.
she would
Hold
be a
there,
goalkeeper too.
So Famasuli, as Porteous goes wide and he finds the speed merchant, and he in turn finds Stokes.
Tackle.
Thomas, not Ben.
Hold, guys.
There's Mello. He only knows one way. Tukapa with the advantage.
Yeah.
They'll want a late try to seal the deal.
Advantage over.
As Wata Whara cuts back on the inside. And he goes over from Matamata. Putting an exclamation mark on this victory.
It was an absolute shake and bake for Whara. Porteous sets it up into Mella, who absolutely battering ram of a run. And look at this inside and out. Henry Miles puts him in there. Out to Whara. Whooshka. And a handoff. That's on the highlight reel. Well played. He's not a bad man to bring off the bench.
Yeah, very explosive. Koeman involved twice in that sort of attacking phase of play. Finished off nicely by the young man, Wata Whara and the 22 jump up.
Koeman, he likes to range everywhere and gets amongst it all.
Close enough, eh?
So Porteous puts it down the middle.
One of those.
So moving into the final minute of this match. Tukapa leading 43-3. It's probably been their performance of the season, I would suggest, in terms of a full 80.
Roll now!
Porteous takes it into contact.
Roll two!
Old Boys will be looking to finish with a flurry though. There's Mello aggressive in contact. There's a little bit of a scuffle and back play, but Northcott Hill continues on. He's looked dangerous, the number 10 for Old Boys, whenever he's had any space.
High. High. Where you are, where you are.
So high tackle there.
Knock on.
Tried to take it quickly. And Gladding says that'll do us. So Tukapa the victors here, 43-3 on this classic day for running rugby, Joe.
Big crosstown
Was it
rivalry.
a big crosstown rivalry as it is? And we'll just let these guys talk.
Ruins my game too, you know, because I'm all set up for doing it and then all of a sudden I relax.
Just as good to see refs getting along. Appreciate all that they do.
Yep, great job there by Ryan Gladding today. We look at the stats. Tukapa with 7 tries, 5 of them coming from the loose forward trio. 2 to Jollins, 2 to Lapo, 1 to Peters, Koeman, and the last one to Wata Whara. 4 out of 7 off the tee from Porteous. Old Boys with the penalty. Possession and territory fairly evenly matched, to be fair, between the two sides. Just those missed tackles costing Old Boys. Tukapa will have to look into their discipline. 14 penalties conceded to 5. So that'll be a work on in the week ahead, I suggest. As we go on to the highlights.
Something as you go into later in the season, the breakdown is something that needs to be sorted out. And his first try with to Koeman, who found Lapau, who said yes.
Lapo got it down for his second try. 2 in the first 12 minutes. Mairanga Lapo showed great strength, wrangling his way through some Old Boys defenders.
And a bristling play from Peters, who strolled over.
And it was the third of the loose forward trio. Chris Jollins, the captain. Who got the job done via a rolling maul, the captain. So and Jollins backed it up in the 57th minute as the Red Sea opened, and the captain gladly accepted.
This last try, a good piece of insight. Hands mellowed at Koeman, and just too easy for him, the rollerblader skater. He goes over. Another piece of machinery came later onto the game as Whara, and what did he do? Checked himself with a shake and bake back in the inside. Quite a rangy and exciting player. It's Whara was enough to get Tukapa ahead and really take control of the game. And beautiful view of Maunga. Not sure if you might be able to see the new bridge.
Better eyes than I've got, Joe. As we have a look at next week's games. So
what a way to ruin a good view.
Up against Clifton. Tukapa at home against Stratford Eltham in what will be a top of the table clash. Old Boys against Southern, and Coastal at home at Okado Domain against Inglewood. So Tukapa have managed to be the victors here in this crosstown rivalry today, 43-3, and they've made it 6 on the trot and will consolidate themselves well inside that top 4. Thanks for joining us here, Joe. We've been glad to bring you coverage of this crosstown rivalry.
Cheers, Shay and Dog, team at Riddles.
Great stuff. Cheers, guys.
This live stream is sponsored by PSL, Sound, Light and Stage.